All right, so get this. You're totally jamming to your go-to playlist, right?
Yeah.
And then boom, it hits you. That song you're obsessed with wasn't some band, wasn't a human. It was AI. That's the future we're jumping into today, folks. Generative AI. And get this, it's about to change high school as we know it.
Wild, right?
Totally. We've got our hands on this high school course outline all about generative AI. Plus, we've got this article for educators, because they're trying to figure out how to bring this stuff into the classroom.
Which is like the big question these days, right?
Totally. Huge. And let me tell you, this stuff is next level. But before we go there,
Yeah.
what exactly is generative AI? I mean, it sounds kind of like, I don't know, sci-fi movie stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So I thought, who better to break this down than an actual expert?
Yeah.
Help me unpack this whole thing, would you?
All right, so it's actually not as crazy complicated as it sounds. Think of it like, imagine you're trying to teach a computer to write a poem. You wouldn't just hand it a dictionary and a rhyming dictionary, would you? Instead, you'd probably show it, I don't know, thousands of awesome poems,
Right.
Let it really absorb all those patterns, the rhythm, all the feels behind the words. And that's kind of what makes generative AI so interesting. It learns from tons of data and then uses that knowledge to create something completely new.
So it's basically like this AI is like studying all the poetry greats, and then it's like stepping up to the mic with its own verses.
Exactly.
That's pretty wild. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just repeating info. It's really like generating.
You got it. And it goes way beyond poems, too. We're talking images, music, even code.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you can imagine it, there's probably a generative AI out there trying to create it. It's crazy.
So, okay, I have to ask about ChatGPT then, right? That's kind of the big thing everyone's talking about. Is that an example of this whole generative AI thing?
Yeah, ChatGPT, it's like the rock star of generative AI right now, built on this thing called a large language model, or a LLM if you like acronyms.
Right.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good acronym?
Exactly. But basically, it's really good at understanding and generating human-like text,
Right.
because it's been trained on a mountain of data.
Okay, so it's like having a superpowered study buddy who can, write your essays and even, crank out some code for your final projects.
Yeah.
That's both amazing and a little scary, right?
Yeah, it's a really powerful tool for sure. But remember, it's not sentient or anything.
Okay, good.
It's not actually thinking for itself. It's just really good at recognizing patterns and giving responses based on what it's been trained on.
Gotcha. So it's not going to, start demanding extra credit or anything?
Not yet, at least.
Okay, good. But speaking of ChatGPT, can we break down that acronym a little bit? GPT, what's the deal with those 3 letters?
Yeah, so GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Basically, it's a system that's trained to create stuff, and it's already been fed, tons of data.
Right.
Generative, it creates. Pre-trained, it's done its
So,
homework.
It's ready to go.
Exactly. And Transformer is, well, that's the fancy engine that makes it all work.
Generative pre-trained transformer.
Yeah.
So it's like the ultimate creative writing student who's already read every book in the library, right?
So much. Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, so we've got this super-powered AI that can do all this cool stuff. But here's the thing. Why should a high schooler care? I mean, this all seems like super high-tech stuff, way beyond, Friday night football games and, acing that history test. How does this actually impact them?
Well, that's the thing about AI. It's already a bigger part of their world than they realize, I'd bet. Think about it. Those video games, those awesome soundtracks. AI probably had a hand in creating some of that stuff.
Whoa, for real. So, next time I'm battling some, huge dragon,
Yeah.
that epic music could be AI.
Totally. And it's not just music. You know those crazy special effects you see in movies?
Oh, yeah.
AI is huge there, too. Even those filters everyone's using on social media, all AI.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
It's secretly, AI is the creative force behind everything cool.
Right.
This is awesome. But, well, this is high school we're talking about, not, Hollywood. So is AI really going to change things for a student who's, worried about passing math and what to wear to prom?
Yeah, it's not just robots and spaceships. It's about tools and the opportunities they offer. These tools can even help with stuff like research and writing, even personalized learning. Imagine, having an AI tutor that can tailor lessons just for you.
Wow. Okay, that'd be pretty sweet. I
Oh.
could have definitely used that back in the day.
Yeah.
But beyond school itself, you're saying this is about building skills for the future, like
Yeah.
no matter what you do.
Totally. Knowing how to navigate this world where AI is everywhere, that's going to be key no matter what you're into. Whether you want to be a musician or a historian or an engineer or anything, really, getting AI is going to be important, no doubt.
Okay, you've convinced me. This isn't just some like future thing. It's the reality these students are facing.
Mm.
Which actually brings us to that course outline we mentioned earlier. I've skimmed it, and I'm into the whole hands-on approach, which I love. What's the deal with that?
There's no better way to get AI than just diving in, getting your hands dirty. That's what this course is about. It gives students a chance to mess around with like real AI tools.
So we're not talking like basic computer stuff here, right? This is the real deal.
Absolutely. We're talking daily for making images, GPT-3 for like playing with text, even building their own AI chatbots. It's about taking those what if questions and turning them into something real.
Whoa, that's so cool. So it's like a digital art studio mixed with a like super high-tech lab.
Exactly. And it's not even just about the how of AI, it's the why and the so what. Students see how these tools work, what they can do, how they can be used to solve problems, express creativity, the whole nine
You'll
yards.
love that. Becoming the creators, not just the users. Okay, that's amazing. But I have to ask, with all this talk about how powerful AI is, what about the downsides? I mean, you can't all be good, right?
Yeah. You're right. There's two sides to every coin, and this course doesn't shy away from that. Actually, it puts a huge emphasis on those critical thinking skills. Everyone needs to use this tech responsibly. It's like, you're giving someone this like superpower, right? So you got to make sure they use it the right way.
Right, right. So no handing over the keys to the AI car without, like, teaching them to drive first.
Exactly. It's all about giving students the roadmap, teaching them to navigate this AI world, but like with some smarts and responsibility.
Okay, love that. Responsible AI use, for sure. But this is still high school, so how do they make it fun? Like, give me the highlights from this outline. What are we talking about here?
Well, one of the coolest things is like the focus on project-based learning. So it's not just reading about AI, it's actually building stuff.
Right, like that whole AI chatbot thing we talked about. Building your own AI,
Yeah,
that's next level.
totally. And it's not just about coding either. It's about collaborating, solving problems, thinking creatively, like all of these important skills that they can use for, well, basically everything.
It's like they're, I don't know, launching a startup
Right.
right there in the classroom. So cool. Okay, what other projects are there that like really stand out to you?
There's this one where students use AI to, get this, analyze environmental data. Think about tracking deforestation,
Yeah.
or monitoring air quality with AI.
Wow, that's incredible. So it's not just about AI for like tech's sake. It's using it to actually make a difference.
That's exactly it. It shows them they have the power to actually shape the future, be problem solvers, innovators. I mean, the sky's the limit, right?
This is blowing my mind. It's like not just preparing for the future, it's making a better one.
Slowly.
Okay, before we wrap up this deep dive, any final words of wisdom for our listeners? Like, what should they take away from all of this?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that the future of AI, it's not something that just happens to us. We're building it right now. Every line of code, every question we ask, every problem we solve, and who knows, maybe like the next big thing in AI, it comes from a student who just took a chance on a high school class that really like opened their mind to, all these possibilities.
I love that. And on that note, I think we'll wrap up this deep dive into generative AI in education. We've covered what it is, how it's impacting us already, and how it's going to like totally revolutionize high school as we know it. But I think even more importantly, we've learned this isn't just about, tech stuff. It's about empowering the next generation to build a future where tech and humanity, they work together. So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those big questions because the future is coming whether we're ready or not.
Yeah.